Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Cabernet. We're in, I think, the epilogue?
Dr. Volkov's story, sadly, didn't turn out to be a very happy one.
Our fault, probably.
And I can't help but feel a fair share of responsibility for that.
Yep.
He completed his research for the Countess, despite his progressing addiction. Consequently, she released her new consumables that boosted abilities with almost no side effects, which, unsurprisingly, made her fortune even larger. As for the doctor, by the time he managed to complete his contract, he was a shadow of the person he used to be. He certainly was in no condition to finish his passion project, the non-addictive Cabernet formula. One day, he simply disappeared. He left his research notes and findings, along with a short note asking Arbin to take over.
I suspect he went into the sun.
After that, I never saw him again. His worst fear was becoming a feral. I hope that whatever fate met him, it was a different one.
Okay. This is the music school.
Not long after our chat on the roof, Anastasia finally managed to finish her cello piece. The Girl in the Wine Dress, she called it. I think I know who might have served as inspiration. The song was a breakout success, but it was only the beginning. Soon enough, she was one of the most renowned composers in the country. Anastasia lived a long and fulfilling life, and on top of all that, she never forgot her students. With her newly earned fortune, she rebuilt her music school, which is now one of the most prestigious establishments in Eastern Europe. It's also famous for its funding program for low-income students, allowing thousands of talented musicians to find their calling. To this day, her work is still studied and played all around the world, inspiring people decades after her passing. To no one's surprise, Anastasia and Evgeny never managed to patch things up. Soon enough, they got a divorce, an amicable one as far as those go.
And unfortunately, we didn't get Evgeny, and we didn't complete your story.
Kirill, it's been a while since I thought about you. For as long as I stayed in town, nothing really seemed to change in his life. All the same tricks and schemes. And after that, needless to say, we didn't keep in touch. Call me naive, but I always felt there was more to him than met the eye. Perhaps I would have learned more if I got to know him better.
But of course, it's a little late for that. Okay, cool. Yeah, because we didn't delve into his story at all. And we didn't finish Evgeny's, so we're not going to get a good ending for him. He's probably going to have never recovered his writer's block. I'm just imagining all the stuff that went on with Roman and Anastasia and Eliza and Liza during the short time they were all alive and together.
While I still lived in town, Arbin stayed here for as long as her vampiric visa allowed. We had our fair share of adventures together, and to this day remain close friends. When she finally left, for a while she tried to maintain her establishment from afar. But alas, literary salons went out of fashion, and eventually they built a regular housing project in its place. Arbin overcame her internal struggles about siring, and ended up taking several fledglings under her wing. Unsurprisingly, each and every one of them is well and thriving. She often credits me for that, but really, she's always cared for the newly turned, just like the moment I first met her. After Dr. Volkov's disappearance and surprising handover, she adopted his project. Combined with her own practice, she started a very successful ethical Cabernet business. Arbin eventually moved abroad, but still sends me a case of delicious red every year.
if we had had the money to fund him, he wouldn't have vanished into the night and maybe have finished his project on his own.
What do you know? The store is still here.
But it's a supermarket now.
If you're looking for champagne, vodka, or flowers, don't bother. They're all out.
Is that right?
Well, why else do you think I'm still open? All the demand, no other supply. That's good business.
Happy New Year's Eve.
Purchase flowers.
The bouquet over there, please.
Cutting it a bit late with the presents, aren't you? You'd better hurry home, or you'll miss the president's speech.
Not for me.
Thanks, but I don't think I'll be watching this year. Not my cup of tea.
What? Why not? Don't you care about your own country? See, that's the problem with your generation. You hold nothing sacred.
Oh, really? And what generation do you think that is?
Generation of spoiled brat. You've seen nothing, done nothing, and fought for nothing. You have all the freedom in the world, but no, you just complain and demand more. Show some respect and be grateful for once.
Are you finished? Listen, I'm not who you think I am, but I don't expect you to understand that. Mark my words. I've seen this happen to our country time and time again. At this point, I feel it in my bones. Like how some with arthritis can feel rain coming.
What are you babbling about, girl?
Every time there was hope, a person like that man came to crush it. No one has found a way to break the cycle yet. So, of course, I've come to not expect much. All I'm asking is, think. Think and care about your fellow man. Then, make your own choices.
How much have you had to drink?
Enough for a lifetime. Trust me. Happy upcoming New Year.
Okay, I'm not in control.
It's moments like these that I regret making fun of the hussar for smoking.
Oh,
Are
still
you
not
all
in
right,
control.
dear? Hope you don't mind me asking. You look out of sorts.
Yes. Yes, I am. Thank you.
Do you have a place to go tonight? It's New Year's Eve, after all. No good being by yourself.
Thank you. I do have some old friends I'm visiting.
Oh, that's lovely. Just lovely. You know, I overheard what you were saying back there.
Was it too much?
Did I get carried away?
Goodness, no. I would have said the exact same thing. I was just like you when I was younger. Didn't let anyone walk over me.
I'm not as young as I look.
Let's talk again in 50 years, dear. See who's right about this.
Sounds good.
That Chernov, though, he's trouble, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just as we managed to turn this rusty ship around, they're pulling the wheel again. Still, all this time, I never lost hope. Not once. And you shouldn't either, dear.
We're kind of hitting that right now in the States.
Thank you. I think I needed to hear that today. You know, you remind me of an old friend of mine.
Friends, of course. Sorry for keeping you, dear. Your friends are probably wondering where you are.
Don't worry. They're quite a patient bunch nowadays.
Do you need help?
Do you need any help carrying your bag?
Oh, no, bless you, dear. I live just around the corner.
Really? In the old apartment building?
That's the one. My great-aunt used to own it before the revolution, and I inherited it. I'm very lucky. It's apartment number 1. Stop by for a cup of tea sometime if you feel lonely. Have a wonderful year, dear.
Spoonful of with a spoonful of honey?
Thank you. And you. Well, what do you know?
Tend to the graves. Okay. So let's see if we can... Oh, you're closed now. Can we go further this way? Church is closed. Looks like there's a condemnation notice.
Locked. Can't blame them, really. I guess I'll just have to do it like in the good old days.
Are there other big places around here that we can look into? Looks like no. Can't go down the path, that's blocked off. Okay. Can't land. Oh, can.
On the surface, nothing seemed to change all that much in Stefan's life. At least for a while. Same old cards, drinks, and revelry. And, of course, intrigue seemed to follow him everywhere he went. But in reality, everything turned upside down once we freed him from Count Orlov's magic contract. He actually ended up sending his resignation to the Countess via postcard from the Bahamas.
That's a risky place to go.
Apparently, Elisa was there to witness her fit of rage, and according to her, it was a sight to behold. As much as I would have loved to see it myself, mostly I'm just happy for Stefan. He seemed like a whole new person ever since. I'm also looking forward to meeting his significant other. After all he's been through, for him to have another chance at love. Something tells me he might have finally found his new happy eternity.
Anything else? Any other roofs I can land on? Doesn't look like it. I can, but it doesn't look like there's anything useful about it. It's nice and funny that you can fall off. Okay. I believe so.
To my relief, Demian was among the many lucky survivors who were rescued from the town hall dungeons. Perhaps even luckier, Demian never ended up on the lower levels of Savelli's underground prison. That left him relatively unscarred, and soon enough he seemed to be back to his old playful self. One thing did seem to change, though. After the events of that night, I certainly noticed him working in the fields much more often. It's hard to find a silver lining to what transpired, but I suppose scaring Demian into a working man may have been one of them.
Okay. Evigny. Let's see what happens.
Unfortunately, poor Evgeny never quite managed to pull himself together.
That's what I thought.
To my knowledge, he never published anything else.
But at least we didn't get him killed in a duel, which apparently is another ending you can have for him.
And his alcohol problem just kept growing, along with his debts. Eventually, he had to sell the house and leave town. I haven't heard much about him since.
But he apparently was buried here. Oh, she's leaving flowers at the graves. Roman!
After I told Roman the truth about myself, he immediately volunteered to become a vampire himself. He was beside himself with excitement to learn that so many of his beloved stories were true, and he wanted to be a part of that world as well.
So why does he have a grave?
After all, his dream was to travel and learn about folklore and culture, and an eternity to do just that seemed perfect. I accompanied him on his expeditions a few times, but I couldn't travel as much due to my medical duties. So, he often journeyed on his own. He managed to connect with all kinds of people and hear the legends of their homes and ancestors. It wasn't just for his pleasure, either. He published several tomes on world folklore, which were translated to dozens of languages. He loved the people around him, and he shared that love in his favorite way, through his books and stories.
So he's a vampire? Why isn't he around?
Gosha proved herself a true hero by disarming the bomb prior to the attack on Town Hall. Many assumed that after Ivan, their golden-throated leader, went to prison, the local revolutionary cause would fall apart. But, yet again, brave Gosha came to the rescue. She assembled what was left of the group and pivoted towards peaceful change. Ultimately, she turned it into a legitimate political party that existed for decades after her eventual passing. I still remember the years I spent in Gosha's organization fondly. She was selfless and passionate, and cared deeply for each of her fellow citizens. During the years she led the movement, she helped steer the country away from many a tragedy, although, of course, plenty couldn't be avoided.
Okay. Petya, where are you
I'm
these
happy
days?
to report that Petya is still alive and well. He is, of course, still bound to Matilda's body, but at this point, I think even if someone offered him a different form, he'd turn it down. He may have never made it as a great salesman, but, in a way, the fact that he no longer interacted with customers in his new body only did him good. Petya opened a small doll boutique, and, it turns out, when someone else was selling his dolls, people absolutely loved them. He never took it personally, though. Petya was just happy that the dolls found good homes. Of course, to open a business, he needed a human for the paperwork, and who happened to step up but his old friend Elisa.
Quote-unquote human.
She was the face of his company for quite some time, during which they became the best of pals again. Human or vampire, that's something I never imagined happening in a million years. But life is just full of surprises.
Boy, you have a nice little polykill going on, because Roman's a vampire still going around collecting folklore. Petya's a possessed doll making dolls. We're living with Eliza. And he's a friend, so he's part of the polykill sidewise. And Anastasia wanted to die a mortal life, but that's her. No, not yet. We have other people to put... Oh...
The funds I provided helped Marusa pursue the path of education that she so longed for, without her needing to worry about her family. Of course, with all her talent and natural stubbornness, she had no trouble whatsoever getting accepted to the best university in the country. Marusa never forgot her community, and upon graduation, she came back to the village and helped make it prosper. Neither her family nor anyone else she cared for wanted for money and bread once she turned things around. Although I always considered the money I gave Marusa a gift, she insisted on paying me back every single coin. But she didn't stop there either. Inspired by Anastasia's kindness and commitment to her craft, Marusa opened her own school to help children from low-income families. She arranged special stipends for the most promising students, and, with her help, many of the peasant youth from across the country managed to receive higher education. In her later years, the school grew and branched out to different campuses across the country. I knew she was a special one from the start. I couldn't have been more right.
Nice. Trophime. Did we finish?
Trophime ended up working for the Countess
I
for
don't
the
think
rest
we
of his
finished
life.
his story.
He didn't drink much ever since our first encounter, and lived well into old age. Was it a happy life? Who's to say? Perhaps it's not just drinking that makes one miserable.
Yep. Anything else? Ooh.
I only knew Faina for a short time, but somehow the memory of her has never faded. She meant a lot to me. She still does. Rest in peace, dear Faina.
Okay.
I didn't know
jerk.
exactly what to expect when I told Gosha about the bomb, but she sure came through that fateful night. As I learned later, Yvonne devised a backup plan in case the bomb didn't end up being delivered. But what he didn't plan was on his right-hand woman deactivating the explosive before handing it over to him.
So he couldn't use his backup plan.
When the townsfolk saw what happened and understood the scale of the tragedy that was barely avoided, Yvonne was swiftly thrown into jail. I didn't hear whether he was ever pardoned, but I do know for certain that he never returned to politics.
And honor the fallen.
Oleg and I never became close, but at least till I left town, he kept running the shop and seemed to be doing fine. Although I'm sure he would have preferred to keep his hand. I always felt a sense of gratitude in him for sparing him. In retrospect, I think I'm glad I didn't end up taking a life for an old grudge, albeit a very heavy one. I wonder if the Rusalka is still out there somewhere. Did she ever forgive him?
Now was not a good time to use vampiric powers. Okay. And we knows that one's a secret passage down. So it's time to move on, I think.
I did what I came for. I suppose it's time to go home.
Are we going to encounter Dragomir now?
Oh!
It's a snake.
Huh. Strange. Snakes usually brumate over the winter. Their metabolism slows down, they stop eating, and hide out underground till it's warmer. Nobody must have come here for ages. I bet I scared it out of its hiding spot. Slithering back to the shadows. How the mighty have fallen.
Oh. Not in control right now.
Oof. The church sure has seen better days. What does the sign say?
Probably condemned. Keep out. This building is deemed dangerous due to snake infestation and is hereby condemned. Demolition of the structure and consequent building of a public swimming pool is planned to begin this spring. Department of Health.
Condemned? Wait a minute. So, it's not technically a church anymore, and I don't need an invitation. Does that mean I can enter it?
Yes. Weird.
Wow. It's been over a century since I've been inside a church. I'd forgotten how it looks, what it smells like. I never quite made up my mind how I felt about religion before I was turned, and then it didn't feel like I could anymore. But somehow it just feels good to be here right now.
It is not a good time to use your vampiric powers. This reminds me a lot of the scenes in Black Book.
Damn it.
Of course, because similar culture.
The Morozov family. Minus me, of course. I remember how, even before I was allowed to touch matches, in church, Mother would let me light candles for people we knew. I loved doing it. Partly because of the excitement of the dangerous forbidden flame, but it was also more than that. Although I never knew if there was someone or something listening on the other side. It felt important. Why don't I light some candles now? I may not get another chance. I should get the candles first.
Anything else? You've taken off your jacket.
There. People tend to only say good things about the dead, but we all knew Father was far from perfect. Slowly but surely, drinking turned him from a kind and loving person into a monster. And I know more than most what it means to be one. But some fairy tales do have a happy ending. He managed to quit drinking soon after that fateful summer. I couldn't have been more proud of him. I might be giving us too much credit, but I feel like Kolya and I might have had something to do with it. Mom stuck with him through the rough months. Uncle Mitko helped out with money before they got back on their feet, and from what I gathered, they both ended up rather happy. So glad I managed to get this new picture of them. Of course, according to higher society laws, we're never supposed to get in touch with family. But Kolya and I bent the rules just a little. We got into some trouble, of course, but that's a whole other story.
Okay.
Rest in peace, dear mother and father. It's not easy being an older sister, but being a younger brother must have also had its challenges. Kolya and I see each other often. I can always count on him, and he on me. I couldn't ask for a better blessing. He's getting by all right, doing odd jobs here and there, though, in all honesty, after that night at Town Hall, he was never quite the same. He doesn't like to talk about it, but what he saw on the lower floors of the underground prison left a deep scar in him. I can't imagine what kind of dreams he has during his slumber, but seeing his face after he rises is enough. Sometimes I wonder if things might have been different if I gave that cop his bribe.
Which we couldn't.
In vampire years, Kolya is still young, though. I hope one day he'll be able to leave those nightmares behind. I'm proud.
Oops.
This one is for you, dear brother.
So what's the last...
Funny thing. For over a century, I've lived so many lives. Different names, cities, friends, and enemies. I've seen more people
Kolya's
live
long
and
for a
die than
vampire.
one can count, or care to remember.
I like that Kolya's young for a vampire. You're barely any older than him.
But even after all this time, I still think about my family. They never faded away. I could have done things differently.
That's neat.
And every day I have to live with my choices and my mistakes.
Just a moment. Going to print screen here. I don't know how to do screenshots in what is... No, I don't want to record. I want to screenshot. Oh, that I switched it from there we go. There we go.
Some of them are heavy and bury themselves deep in my gut. From what I hear, every vampire receives a keepsake like that sooner or later. Maybe that's the true payment for eternal life. Or maybe it's a part of any life, really. I don't know if they ever fully go away. If I'm honest, I don't think so. But they remind me to do things differently, to be better. And when I do, sometimes I feel human again. Last candle left. I think I know what I'll light it for.
Oh.
I've seen people in this country go through so much suffering. Wars, revolutions, tyranny, famine. So much has happened, and yet so little has changed. Some people say this country is cursed, hopeless. I don't know if I believe that. I've seen fates crushed by a short sentence. I've seen lives saved by a simple embrace. No matter what they say, a person's choice can make a difference, so you might as well do your best. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll all make enough of the good ones. And for now, there is hope.
Okay.
Demons may be hereditary, but we are in charge of them.
Yep. Oh, no. Give me a moment. I'm going to open this so I can do the other one real quick. There we go. And then open another. Okay, okay. Oh, I've lost it. Never mind.
5, 4, 3.
I wanted that Demon's Hereditary line, but I missed it.
Happy New Year!
We got the good ending. I thought I locked myself out of it by choices, but we got the good ending. The good-ish ending. I do hope the Rusalka ended up forgiving the guy. Love this music. Oh, Laura Gray did a lot of the behind the scenes. I wonder if she's one of the major creators, because she did the main character voice and she's done a lot of the writing, if I saw the credits correctly. Spanish, Simplified Chinese, and German. Oh no, now I have to think of something to replace this with. I usually have something prepared, but I have nothing in mind. Game if you are. So right until the end, I managed my drinking quite well until I accidentally went over at the end by drinking from the bottle and got myself overcharged for the last section in a way I didn't really need to. Because I was already pretty high on all my stats. Okay, so that was Cabernet. I am finished with Cabernet. Oh my goodness, I have to find something else to do. Oh dear. Well, we'll see. This was a great game. This is a vampire story. This is a legit vampire story than a video game. You don't get that often. You usually get action games with vampire aesthetics. I complained about this way at the beginning. But this is an actual vampire story. With the ending, the good ending is kind of bittersweet because it talks about cycles continuing, but it is a legit hopeful ending and shows the vampires have the choice to be have morals or not. Yeah, and you end up like in a stable life as long as you don't like keep pushing yourself, overindulging, then you won't devolve, and she's managed that for a while, it looks like. Anyway, it's a very hopeful kind of vampire story, but it's still very much a vampire story. Quite loved it. The music's great, the story is great. I still am a little bit peeved that you get nihilism for hunting rabbits. It's like, yeah, you can feed on that person over there, but this rabbit? Nah. And I'll complain about that continuing. But anyway, that is not the game there. That is a thing that a lot of games do, and is to discourage you from taking the easy way out. But yeah, this was quite a good game. I love that it's like, oh, Dragomir's going to go off for... I thought you had, from what I understood, I thought you had to choose either Savali, the Countess, or Dragomir's choice. I didn't think you could skip past all of them. I didn't realize they are all just varying degrees of villain, because I didn't read the stories. And I didn't realize the good ending was skipping past all of them. And of course, Dragomir wasn't even going to offer me a deal because I screwed with him in the past. And it probably was that my humanity was too high that annoyed him, actually. Yeah. But anyway, really great story. And I gotta think about what I want to do from here. Whatever it is, see you then. Bye.